These days, you see many monks. The monk tradition didn't start in Tibet or Thailand or Cambodia. It started with Lord Buddha himself. And the reason why Lord Buddha ordained himself and ordained monks is because people can dedicate themselves 100% to the study of Dharma and to the meditation of Dharma, to the practice of Dharma, to the teaching of Dharma. And mind you, teaching of Dharma is not to convert people. It is out of great compassion to help them control their minds, to bring them happiness. The reason for Buddha to teach or ask his disciples to teach is not to bring everybody to the way or convert them or bring them to heaven. It was out of or to increase the numbers of Buddhists. The reason Buddha asked people to teach, or he himself taught, was only by request and out of great compassion, so that other people's minds would be subdued. It is not for any other reason, and Buddha does not endorse opening schools or hospitals or children's camps in order to bring people into the Dharma. Of course, that is not wrong. That is not bad. We should do that now because times have changed. But the real reason Buddha did it was to bring people a method of freedom from their minds, which cause all the sufferings. So that one you must all understand. That's very, very important. Number one. Number two, therefore, the reason we take ordination, the reason Buddha gave is not so you get free food for life, a nice place to stay, or sponsors, or you get luxuries, or you're respected. That is not the reason to take ordination. Is not. The reason for taking ordination, the real reason is seeing the incredible sufferings around you and being able to do nothing. Nothing. And instead of standing around crying and feeling sorry for yourself, feeling sorry for them, thinking what to do and doing nothing in the end, one does something, although indirectly, albeit indirectly in the beginning. One starts to practice the Dharma to control one's mind so that one can become like Shakyamuni to be of benefit to others long term. So if one does see poverty of the mind, poverty of the spirit, poverty of the body, one doesn't sit there and lament at the poverty. That poverty should motivate you to do something. And to do something is not simply making schools or hospitals, which is very good, or roads or houses. It's to go one level deeper in conjunction to charity, which is to control one's mind. Because if you come back in your next life, you will see the same thing. Maybe you'll be in that situation. And then again and again and again. So to ultimately free them from that kind of existence, one has to teach them the Dharma, where they can change their karma, change their destiny, change their life by hitting at the root of the suffering. And the root of the suffering is caused by their negative mind and negative karma. With the deepest respect to all the people in the world who are poverty-stricken, with the deepest respect, it is from their negative karma they have achieved that. All sufferings come from oneself. So when you see them suffering, and you see the results of their suffering, you should have great compassion. And hence, by that same logic, you should have great compassion for the people doing misdeeds to you and to others. Why? Because the misdeeds will lead to that situation, that negative situation. That negative situation was caused by the misdeeds. Hence, on that logical basis, you can have compassion for those who harm you. You can have compassion for those who hurt you or hurt others. You don't let them hurt, you don't let them take advantage, but you can have compassion and achieve enlightenment for them. So you have to have compassion for the doer and their result. So not only have compassion for the result and not the doer or the action. You have to have compassion, because all of it arises from the afflicted mind. So hence, if you are overwhelmed by poverty, if you are moved by poverty and moved by other people's suffering, if you are moved, remedy. Go into the Dharma all the way. Remedy. Take the refuge vows and hold them. Remedy. Do your Yidam practices very well to invoke the blessings. Because if you always work and don't bring the blessings in, you will dry out. Because you're an ordinary person like me, you will dry out. You will become like sometimes disenchanted. You need to collect merits to keep on doing work. If you are overwhelmed by poverty, and you're overwhelmed by spiritual and physical poverty, then you should work very hard to create Dharma institutions and places that benefit others, charity places, whatever you choose. That is an expression of your compassion for others, not simply sit there and cry and feel lamented and then go to our 5-star and eat at a buffet. We should think, I'll give you an example of someone who did something for poverty. His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He spent his whole life as a pure monk, teaching to help people transform their minds and inspire them. He has dedicated his life to the poor, to the spiritually poverty, mental poor, which is more. And those are the ones that create the sufferings in the world. The spiritually impoverished are the ones who create suffering in the world. The bad people, the bad leaders, the bad ministers and wealthy people, they're the ones that create it because they're rich, but spiritually they're impoverished. No offense. And people like Her Holiness Mother Teresa, who take care of their impoverished bodies and live with them and abide with them. I have visited Mother Teresa centers in the past in India, and I have given donations. Always I give them donations. I wanted to go and work for them in my robes, but my guru told me to go and teach. He told me to study and teach. So I followed the instructions. I wanted to go to Calcutta and work there as a Buddhist monk and stay there for a few years because I like that. I am moved by poverty. I am overwhelmed by poverty, and I see it and I want to do something, no matter how little. But, so if you are overwhelmed by poverty and people's suffering, then you should reflect it by being a great spiritual human being. You shouldn't hurt others. You shouldn't have power games. You should be very kind. You should be forgiving. And you should hold your vows, do your practices, and work very hard for the Dharma to grow. That's how you express your compassion. Otherwise, a few tears here and there and feeling bad doesn't get us anywhere, because if we feel bad now, we've been feeling like this our whole life, but we haven't done nothing. The only charity we've given is to me, myself, and I. So everybody's opened up me, myself, and I said near Bahad. And you've been donating to yourself for years. It's time to look out.